Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. Hello, huh. Everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. So today is Wednesday, December 3rd. It's a little after 8 p.m. Eastern Time when I'm recording. By the time I post it, it will be later. And let's get started. So there's a series of subjects I'd like to talk about today, but I'm going to start with this one, which is about something I started talking about yesterday. And then after I had recorded the video, I had a conversation with a couple of different people, one of whom was Corinne. And so I wanted to add more details. So so let's get started. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and not the good, and so it is. Okay. So what I want to talk about is, again, going back to the vision of Trump leaving, okay, in December. And so I talked about it yesterday, how I had seen this, and I asked about Trump leaving and how I saw that it would be sudden, right? And and that's that part. So in parallel to that, I am supposed to go to Brazil in December, mid-December. And so I think it's okay, but since I share this with you guys, right? That I talk to you guys about it. And so some people may think, I guess I can say it. It's okay. I say it. I just no, Corina thought, she was like, oh, I wonder if she thinks that there could be a chance that my flights could be delayed because of Trump, Trump related issues. So I asked about it. I asked more about it, and I asked about where I would be. Where would Trump be when I am inside the airplane? Because I still feel like I'm counting on going on mid December. But the vision suggested, I even got the number 23, like I could go, it could be delayed. But the only reason for something like this to be delayed is that there's some big thing happening related to Trump, and all the flights are going to be delayed. So, okay. There's also a small chance that there could be an issue with my Brazilian travel documents, but I think that will be fine. That would be resolved. I'm not expecting that to happen. Um, so so um, so what I saw, so when I asked two questions, the first question was, when I am inside the airplane and ready to leave, right, ready to take off, where will Trump be? Okay, when I'm in there, what's the situation with Trump? And I saw this image of him. Actually, it was interesting that he was himself getting off an airplane, and he basically had faded. And there was this expectation that he had left, or knowledge that he had left, basically. But I I saw that the thing about JD Vance, there was this moment when I was like, when the plane was about to leave, there was this doubt about, oh, JD Vance really is gonna, people seem to think at then that JD Vance was gonna take over. Okay. And then I saw that by the time the flight leaves and I'm in Brazil, I'm watching at some point while I'm there on the news there in the living room of my parents, the images of the government, the downfall of the entire administration. And everybody's like, wow. And also, and it's just like, it was like, wow, news, of course, all over the world, and people are surprised. I mean, we would not be surprised, but they would be. And then I also saw and this is consistent with stuff I've seen before about J.D. Vance, that up until the last minute, J.D. Vance thinks that he's gonna become the president. And when I saw again this vision, it was clear to me then that there was no, people are like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have JD Vance. But people felt happy that Trump, like the climate was like that Trump was gone, but there's no, how do you say, there's no fear of like, oh my God, JD Vance, like it's just it was, it was a better, like it felt, I wouldn't say people are excited about it, but it was like as if something big had happened. Trump had left in that sense. And then again, the next image I see, and it's not linear necessarily, right? It doesn't mean that you, let's see, my nose is so red and all of a sudden. Is it because I'm touching it? I don't know. You see, like suddenly, what happened? Did I touch myself? I don't know. So, sorry, awkward. So then that's right. And then I feel like into the next year, then the moment when JD Vance is supposed to take office, then the entire administration has to go, basically. It's surprising. That's what I see. So, that's what I wanted to share with you. And then I see that by the time I come back, it will be a different country. I mean, I don't expect to be there very long, okay, in Brazil, but it will be the sense, this is the sense, okay, of things happening. And that's about it. Does it make sense? So, oh, the other thing I also asked is about, it's the issue of safety, right? I wanted to know, is it, am I going to be safe? Everybody's going to be safe. And then Spirit said, we're delaying your trip. If it is delayed, we're delaying it because everything has to be calmer so that you can leave without a hitch, right? So that everything gets, so it's safe to travel finally. And it tells me, because I've been delaying, people who know me know that I have been delaying it. And of course, the Brazilian documents take forever to be ready. But at the same time, part of me was delaying it because it would have been too complicated to travel up to then. Okay. So, of course everybody's experience is different. People keep traveling to Brazil, there's no problem. But that was just my case, I guess, personal case, unique case. And anything else to say? Let's see if there's anything else. No, that's it. I don't feel like there's going to be an issue with my American documents or anything. I have a U.S. passport, so I'm a citizen, so I'm not worried about that. But that's the information I wanted to share with you. Okay. And oh, and I asked if I'm going to be in Brazil on Christmas. Yes. Okay. And it's interesting because I remember asking also, I can ask again now, will Trump be president on Christmas Day? Like in Brazil, it's people, when people say Christmas in Brazil, it means the evening of the 24th, because that is the big moment. It's not the 25th. So on that day, I was there. Okay, but is Trump gonna be? I see he's incapacitated. But it's interesting, right? If he's not, because if JD Vance is not, like, he's not, how do you say this? He's not formally the president, right? Maybe this is a question. What happens in this gap that I see that he's incapacitated. What happens? It's saying there could be there's an interim thing where he can take over the duties of the president, but he has to be like sworn in as president. Does it make sense? Formally, that's how it would have to be. But that at that moment, it doesn't happen. And also, I saw that by the time I'm leaving, there has been days Trump will not have been seen for days, and that's another clue. And also, I think there's issues with this whole, the whole thing that they're now becoming more and more public. The um the nightmare of the like the backlash of the Venezuela thing. and information about the files, right? The Epstein files. So this is it. Okay, this is it for now. I just wanted to give you more details. All right. Okay. So so this is it. Okay. And I'm sorry, like I know people will be like, "Oh, Bracy, I'm supposed to travel. What's gonna happen?" I don't. I still have my ticket for mid, for mid December. Let's just leave it at that. And I'm not changing it. Doesn't make sense. So it's possible. There's a likelihood, I think, that things could be delayed if there's big movements and how they're doing crazy things. But I don't think so. That's the only reason I would delay. Doesn't make sense. It's something that is related to the government, but I don't. You should not necessarily listen to me. I'm making my own decisions, right? And I myself have not delayed it. You have to. Each person is different. You shouldn't be like, oh, where's he said it? I'm gonna, right? Everybody is different, but that's just my situation. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next video. Okay. Bye.